One of the first things I want to do is really thank Gorby and Peters and the team for inviting me to participate in this program. Okay, so I've got quite a bit to cover, but I want to start out to let you know that I'm going to focus on three specific areas. Number one, I'm going to talk a little bit about the GTPAC, what it is. Number two, I'm going to speak just briefly on those of you who may be interested in doing business with the DoD, what you need to have ready to go. And lastly, I'm just going to provide an overview of the beta.sam.gov database. Okay, the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, there are a number of them. There are over 97 PTACs across the country, including the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and Guam. And we also have PTACs that work with Indian tribes, Alaskan Native entities, and Hawaiian Native entities, especially those wanting to do business at the federal level. The PTACs was actually created in 1985, about 36 or so years ago. And the initiative back then was to help expand the number of businesses, small and mid-sized businesses, compete for federal contracts. We now are able to work with you or business owners and their teams, help you to pursue contracts at the state and local levels as well. We're funded through the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act. And we also have matching funds coming from either nonprofit entities or state and local governments. GTPAC, the Georgia Tech Procurement Assistance Center, has over 8 different counselors. We help businesses across the state. We're located in Albany, Athens, Atlanta is the headquarters, Augusta, Carrollton, Columbus, Gainesville, Savannah, and Warner Robins. We also work with various entities or resource partners. The SBA is one of our partners. We work with SCORE. As a matter of fact, I do presentations for some of SCORE's clients. The SBDC and the Vector or VBOT. We also work with federal agencies such as the General Services Administration, DOD, especially with their small business outreach programs, DCAA, when it comes to learning more about audits, the FAA and DOL. And then, of course, we go to our state. The Department of Administrative Services, Team Georgia Marketplace is often a speaker or co-speaker of mine when we teach courses on marketing to the state and local entities. The counties, the schools, GDOT, the Department of Energy, just all of the state types of programs, we're also working with them. Our missions when we're working with them, though, is to help bring small businesses into the competitive marketplace at this level. And then, of course, we work with our sister agencies, the PTACs all across the country. We also work with different chambers of commerce, women business networks as well. And we come under, the PTACs come under our national agencies, APTAC. So in the event you want to do business outside of the state of Georgia, you can either go to the APTAC website, or you can contact us and we will put you into contact with our sister agencies or our counselors in other states. Last but not least, okay, we work with you. We work with you, okay? So the general public. Now, what exactly does GTPAC do? Okay, we help you navigate the government acquisition processes. There are many. There are many. Okay, we help you get procurement ready so that you are able to identify opportunities, prepare for, compete for, and win contracts. We do this by, well, virtually now, by webinars, seminars, small business or small group roundtables, industry days. If we know of some that are coming up, we will advertise or at least contact you to encourage you to attend them, as well as any kind of outreach programs. These enable you to market your companies, what it is you do. What we also have is a bid match account that we can set up for you once you become a GTPAC client. What I encourage my clients to do, though, is first go and attend an Introduction to Government Contracting webinar. I think I was one of the first counselors, okay, who taught both ways, okay, for in-classroom sessions simultaneously with webinars. This was before COVID, okay? So this is I think this is just a wonderful way to extend our services, get more people involved in it, learning about the government processes. Here's the real icing on the cake. We do all this free of charge to you. It's free, okay? When we talk about training, there are a number of topics we cover. As Tom Watson Sr. said, there is no saturation point in education. It is wise for you, regardless of where you are in your business, to continue to learn. When you're working with government agencies, they are constantly changing or updating their requirements, regulations, programs, funding, the whole bit. Now, with GTPAC, you can sign up and attend any one of these classes. There's no set, sequence to attend, and you can attend any one that's taught throughout the state. Again, it's free. You go to our website, gtpac.org, and you just register, sign up. One of the other things we do is to help you determine whether or not government contracting is really suitable for you. Okay. The government marketplace, especially at the federal level, sometimes state and local, they can provide some challenges to a lot of businesses, depending on if you're a startup or where you are in that whole growth era, okay? It can overwhelm. It really can. It can be overwhelming to a lot of companies because it requires not only for you to get involved with a lot of registrations, okay, but you must have a company infrastructure in place so that you can compete and win and perform on these contracts. One of the things that we suggest is that you have a business plan. GTPAC does not help you with a business plan. That's where the SBDCs come in. And in some cases, SCORE can help. An accounting system. Now, we're not talking about the accounting system that you normally use, for payroll, et cetera. We're talking about a cost accounting system that enables you to track your contracts that you have in terms of different tasks that are assigned, when they are due or delivered, how you're spending the money, okay, who's involved with the contract, and any type of reporting requirements. That's the accounting system that we're looking for, contract accounting system. Past performance when it comes to government contracting is usually always one of the evaluation factors when it comes to certain types of contracts. If you are in the business of selling commodities or supplies, not necessarily so, because that's pretty much focused on pricing, okay? But if you're responding to what's called requests for RFPs, requests for proposals, usually there are evaluation factors involved, and one of them will most often come up to be past performance. You need a marketing plan. Who's buying what you're selling? How are you going to convince them that they need to buy what you are selling, okay? Who currently has the contract more. Okay, financial soundness or having access to additional funding. The same thing applies to personnel. There may be a contract where you need to ramp up. You need more personnel. If you don't have it now, can you get, or do you have access to increase or augment your employees? Okay, and of course, the registrations. You will be registering your business in as many databases as you want to do business with. Okay, you need also to do a self-assessment. This will enable you to determine whether or not the government marketplace is suitable for you. So, what is it that you really do best? You could register, you can get a lot of codes, NAICS codes, industry codes, but what is it that you do best? What or who is your target market? Is it at the federal level? Well, the federal level, that's huge. They have departments, divisions, they have agencies all over the place. Who or what is your target market? Are they currently buying what you're selling? You know, they may buy, you know, based on your own research, they may be buying buy what you sell, but right now, maybe someone else has the contract. And maybe it's a multiple year contract, so they're not ready to sell. I mean, to buy again. Who bought it? Who won it? Your competitor? No, don't necessarily think that your competitor is a foe, because in some cases, that competitor can also be a teaming partner or partner. But who won it? How long is the contract? You want to know that, because if it's a short contract, it'll come back on the street. If it's a multi-year contract, it all depends, okay, when that might hit the street again. And more importantly, when it is published again or posted, can you sell it? Again, can you convince the contracting officers that you are the one that they need to buy from, okay? And then once you win that contract, are you equipped to execute it? So we teach you the 7 steps of government contracting so that you are procurement ready. The first step is registration. The second one is having that marketing plan or planning and doing your research. You have an agency that you want to do business with. Are they buying what you're selling? What are the current activities going on in that agency? Do they have the money right now? Okay. Now, you ask Nancy, why do you have that reverse arrow? Okay. This is Nancy Cleveland speaking to you. I would suggest that before you go registering all over the place, you do your market research and you find out who's buying what you're selling. Okay? Do your market research first, then register. If, of course, you're interested in doing business at the federal level, you must, you shall, you will register in SAM.gov, the System for Award Management.gov. Okay, the third step is knowing who the right people are. Who can help you get to know who the contracting people are or who the user departments are? Small business specialists. There may be other partners out there that who, again, you can team with. Who are the right people? And then you reach out to them. You need to build those relationships with them. The fourth step, know what the rules and regulations, policies and procedures are for these agencies. Find the opportunities. Find the opportunities. I'm going to give you a little session on that later on in this presentation. And then, of course, prepare for bids and proposals. And last but not least, perform, and perform well, because you are going to be assessed on your performance in some cases, okay? So if you're interested in doing government contracting work, you come to us, okay? We are your come-to place. That's gtpac.org. This is the second part of the 3 steps that I wanted to cover. If you, again, are interested in doing business with DOD, the Department of Defense, one of the agencies that buys a lot of goods, okay, then you'll need to know what the latest and greatest government rules are. And then again, the last one that I'm going to cover is the beta.sam.gov database. CMMC, okay, the US Department of Defense. Okay, they have what's called a cybersecurity maturity model certification. In order to do business with defense, okay, defense is going to put in some type of reference or a reference to the CMMC certification in their acquisitions, okay? It will be for all contractors, their suppliers, primes, and subcontractors. Okay, it can go all the way down to third tier contractors. And what you're supposed to do with this is you're to establish protocols that help protect the government controlled unclassified information. In other words, any type of exchange of information between you and the government, you need to demonstrate that you have protocols in place so there will be no breaches in there. There are guidelines for you to get started. And once you put together your protocol or your plan, then you must pass an audit. The audit will be conducted by an approved third-party certifier. There are 5 tiers to this CMM cert. And starting out now, okay, if you see a requirement that you must have a protocol in place, you're going to start out with at least tier 1. Have that basic cyber hygiene certification in place. There are 17 basic cybersecurity processes that you must perform. You may contact me if you want. We have a template, okay, that will enable you to go through the 17 steps. Then the intermediate or the remaining 4 tiers, okay, they're going to be factored in over the years, okay, with the exception of maybe 5, okay, those are probably, if not, well, I would imagine they are already in place. That deals with a lot of the larger federal contractors. They have to have these in place, but for you, you must have at least a tier 1 certification to do business with the Department of Defense if it's asked for, okay? And it will be in more solicitations coming in 2021 and then on out. Okay, we're here at this huge database called beta.sam.gov. So please note that beta.sam.gov is different. It's different from sam.gov. Okay, so beta.sam.gov, what is this? It's different from sam.gov. Well, beta.sam.gov is actually the test model for a new modernized System for Award Management database. Okay, it involves the GSA, or General Services Administration, as the host agency for building this database. And what they're doing is they are consolidating over 10 legacy programs into one. Those that are shown in green on the chart on the right, okay, they have already been migrated and integrated into the system. They're currently working on the System for Award Management, the database that you use to register your business or your entity in. One of the main reasons why it's taking a little bit longer is because your unique entity identification number is going to change. So they are working on that. And once it's up and running, you or your business will be assigned by GSA or the government, okay, this unique entity identification number. So you won't apply through DUNS, okay? It'll be converted. So that's one of the features of why it's taking a little bit longer for SAMs to be decommissioned. The ones in gray, okay, those are future legacy, conversions. And they're looking at out to maybe 2024 when all this is completed. Okay, but the main ones are located here. And those are the ones that you're going to be using the most. Beta.sam.gov, okay, is set up in different domains. And they are called data sets. So these domains include assistance listings, contract opportunities, contract data, entity information, and federal hierarchy information, and wage determinations. I'm going to talk about all of these just briefly. Beta.sam.gov, okay, is currently organized this way. So each of those domains or those data sets, you will see a similar pattern. Okay, you'll see a search feature. You'll see the data bank feature. You'll see the data services feature, which allows you to interact with other agencies. And you'll see the Learning Center. The Learning Centers are really good, okay, because they for each of the different domains, they enable you to learn more about how to navigate through those domains, either by quick guides or videos, tutoring videos. And then your workspace. Workspace is yours to use. It's yours to use. Let's just talk about the search function. This is basically how, with each of those domains, you'll see this search function set up similarly. On the left here, these are the filters that you can use to do a search. You can you can search by keywords, different dates, by federal agency or organization, by types of notices, okay, whether it's like a pre-solicitation, for example, a solicitation, okay, sole source, types of notices, DUNS numbers right now, or entity identification numbers. You can also search by your codes, your NAICS codes, your product service codes, your FSS codes, by set-asides, and of course, place of performance. In the center, this is where you will get the information about either the solicitation, the contracting opportunity, or hierarchy, or wage determinations. You'll find that in the center. To the right, in the right-hand column, you'll get the specific information about the notice ID, published dates, and again, either types of solicitations, etc. So once you go into that center section, you will click on the title, and that will open up whatever it is, the solicitation of the project information, etc. Okay, again, the library, okay, or the Learning Center. Each of the domains will have a learning center of some kind. And you want to use this until you get very familiar with it. Okay, use this because it'll tell you how to navigate or the system or that particular domain. It will also enable you to interact outside by way of hyperlinks to other resources. So the Learning Center is key. It also will allow you to develop different reports, or there are links to outreach programs. There are links to small business goaling programs, and more. So use the Learning Center for each of those domains that you want to do business in or you want to learn more about. If you have any questions, then you can go to the Federal Service Desk, okay, or you can contact your friendly GTPAC counselor, okay, and they should help you through this. And I just want to say again, thank you. And my little bit of lagniappe is to stay safe. Continue to stay safe. Okay.
Nancy, thank you so much. That was great. Really enjoyed working with you.